What's happening, guys? So I got another good question from a client, and this one is regarding what to do if you go over your calories. So say, for instance, you have everything all planned out, you got your whole day planned out, and you think you're going to stick to these certain numbers, and then all of a sudden something comes up and you're going to go out to eat and you end up going over your calories. Or in different situations, she's asking about, okay, well, there's this certain situation coming up. It's going to be my birthday, or it's going to be a holiday, or whatever it is, you know you're going to want to eat more calories that day. So we have a few ways that we can handle these things. Now, first things first, if we go back to the original question of what happens if you unexpectedly go over, what can you do? Well, you have to understand that single days aren't going to be what makes and breaks you, right? It's what happens over a period of time. So if you do end up going over your calories one day, you can go under your calories for the next handful of days if necessary, and you can make it up. So if you go over by a couple hundred calories one day, okay, well, maybe the next 2 days you go under by 100, or maybe you spread it out for the next 4 days and you go under by 50, and you even things out. If you go way over, well, now we're in a little bit different situation. You can still try to balance it out a little bit, but if it's an all-out binge, which we obviously want to avoid as much as we can, at that point, you know, you might want to go under a little bit, but you're just going to kind of have to get back on the horse, so to speak. But if you have these unexpected days where you go over by a few hundred calories, you can recover from that and you can still hit your goals, still hit your weekly averages, which is something that I really recommend for most people to do. If you're tracking, don't look at it as a day-to-day basis. Get an average for an overall week of time, and that way you can kind of play around with things, especially if you have events coming up that you know you're going to be doing, all right? So for instance, today is actually Valentine's Day while I shoot this. If you know you're going out for Valentine's Day and you're gonna have a higher calorie day and you want to enjoy things a little bit more, fine. I mean, this is what flexible dieting is about. It's about being able to be flexible and enjoy different occasions in life like you normally would while still reaching your goals. So what can you do in that instance? Well, if you know what's coming up, you can plan ahead of time. So you can actually take away some calories from before the day and or after the day to make up for it. So I had a client that actually reached out to me recently and said, hey, I'm going to a rodeo this weekend and there's gonna be a lot of fried foods and I just want to kind of enjoy that day and have fun. Would it be okay if, even though I already have a high and low day and I'm doing a refeed, if I just drop my calories by about 50 for the rest of the week and put those on that day and had an even higher day? Yeah, absolutely. Why not? I mean, enjoy your day, enjoy life, and still reach your goals, all right? Is it 100% the most optimal way to do things? No, not necessarily. You have to be able to balance what's quote-unquote optimal in real life situations, all right? You need to enjoy your life to be able to have the results and stick to the results that you want. Sustainability is always number one. So I do recommend that you plan ahead as much as possible. If you plan for success, you're gonna be more successful, but life is not always gonna go according to plan. So in those situations, if you can't plan, just adapt to what's going on, make some changes, move on, all right? Just whatever you do, don't stress about it, don't guilt yourself about going over, all right? That's not gonna accomplish anything. Just adapt, make some changes if you can, and then move forward. If at all possible, plan ahead so that you can be more successful and it'll help with those guilty feelings too. If you've already planned for it ahead of time and you know that's gonna happen, that's gonna take away some of that guilt. But again, guilt should never be associated with food, ever, all right? So hopefully that helped. If you have any questions about this or if you need any clarification on what I'm talking about, please just drop them in the comments below and I'd be happy to get back to you. Otherwise, as always, I will see you guys in the next video.
I'm addicted to the love that you're giving. Every minute, every day I've been craving.